Imagine if the worst day you ever had in your professional life was in front of millions of people worldwide. Imagine if that day happened at 24 years old when you were 2 years out of college. Imagine if 7 months prior to that day, you did something so incredible that helped your organization become recognized as the best in the world, and everyone forgot about that and told you how terrible you are. Kadarius Toney had a terrible game. There's no question. But in my eyes, now is the time to rally behind him and lift him up. Without the longest punt return in Super Bowl history, I don't think the Chiefs hoist the Lombardi last season. He will play better. The Chiefs will play better. And this game will be a remember win moment. I have faith in these guys. 16 regular season games left to make up for this loss. That is by Stephen Morris. It is a quote that I found on the internet. I believe in the Chiefs. I stand behind the Chiefs. And I will continue to worship at the house of Mahomes. We are the Indiana Chiefs fans, and I am joined by three-time podcasting favorite Chico Noise, and into his second season as a podcasting host, it is the Chief Phil Jordan. Gentlemen, welcome to the pod.
Trying to make everybody cry, or is it, what's going on here?
Do what?
Trying to make everybody cry? Or...
Speaking of holding hands.
I ran into that quote yesterday, and I don't think that anything else rings more true than what that man wrote. And I thought it'd be a perfect way to start this pod, because I know that everybody is so down on Toney and the drops and, you know, what happened during that game. But, you know, everybody, it's not as much as we like to go on and on about Patrick Mahomes and how great he is. One man doesn't make the team, and one man's mistakes don't take up the loss. And to be so far down on Toney and all the memes and all the bullshit that's going on, man, it's hurtful, because the guy really did produce for us last year. He just had a bad day. And unfortunately for him, it was not really the best time to have a bad day in prime time, you know, on the world stage in front of a completely packed Arrowhead Stadium, which in my opinion had way too much blue in it.
There's a lot of blue.
There was a lot of blue. I believe Toney will come back from this, and he will have a better game coming up this weekend against Jacksonville. And I think that to me, it's I don't want to bully on Toney, because, you know, I don't believe. I went back and rewatched the game, you know, the highlight or the cut down versions where I had to watch commercials for 3 hours. You know, I got everything in an hour and a half. And, you know, there was a couple of them that was like, yeah, he probably should have had that. But there was also a couple of them that Mahomes threw at his back shoulder, and, you know, it just wasn't, the ball wasn't there. So what I'm getting at is that as much as we love our Chiefs and as much as we think they're invincible, sometimes they just have a bad game.
Yep. Agreed.
He was 1-for-1 receptions.
Mm-hmm.
He was targeted 5 times.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like he had any big plays or anything, but he also wasn't the most targeted receiver out there either. So, I mean, Gray had 2 drops.
Yeah.
Yep.
Watson had 2 drops.
Sky Moore.
Yep. Moore had
he had 2 or
3
3
drops. 3 drops.
Three?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean,
case of the dropsies, but to add on to Tony's bad game, even Reed said he felt he was somewhat responsible. If you recall, he was out of most of training camp. So he suited up. He suited up for the game with little preparation, little playing time. So got to take that into consideration as well. I don't know if not necessarily excuses some of the other players, but again, we had a bad game as a team. It's not one player. Mahomes was off. They were dropping passes. Unfortunately, one pass went for a pick six.
Yeah.
And that one should have been caught, but it is what it is. Because on our drive home, I was thinking in my head, I was like, man, how can we drop like 10 passes? It's like, that's not our team, Sure, Kelsey was out. Who knows what it would have been, and I really don't care. The defense played well. They kept us in the game, so I got to give kudos to them. I thought they played good, for an opening game, especially.
Absolutely. The defense looked amazing, especially considering that they had the pressure on them without Chris Jones being there. Karlaftis, man, if he was the one that I was watching the entire game when defense was out there. The dude was always in the backfield, always putting pressure on. I don't think he walked away with a sack, though, did he? I don't think he got one.
No, but he did a lot of interruption.
Well, I do believe he had a block pass at one point, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be a really good Karlaftis year. I'm really excited for him. Obviously, you can never overlook Nick Bolton. Nick Bolton is always a disruptive player too. So,
yeah.
But, we don't have to worry about that anymore. Chris Jones is coming back. The season has been saved.
Yeah. As I mentioned to you yesterday, I wish he would have sat out because he would have lost money. It was ridiculous, and his deal that he got for the 1 year isn't that great. I don't think it's all incentive based for the most part. So
maybe that'll make him play harder, get to I don't know what those incentives are, but maybe he'll get there and make shit happen. But I don't know how soon he's going to be suited up. I'm assuming he'll be back for the Jacksonville game. I don't see why he wouldn't be. Was he in practice the last couple of days? Nobody haven't really heard much.
Yeah, they're gonna play him. They're gonna play him spare. He's not gonna have a full workload.
Right.
So yeah, as far as his contract goes, it's if you want to know the breakdown,
hit me with it.
1 year contract worth up to $25 million. $1 million. So 19.5 base salary, which is I think what he was already playing under, minus the 1 million game check and other fines will be taken out of that. But his incentives are 1 million for 35% playing time, another million for 50%, 1.25 million for 10 sacks, another 500K for 15, 1 million for first team All Pro and Super Bowl appearance, and 2 million for Defensive Player of the Year and Super Bowl win. All right. So, I mean, he can make 1, 2, 3, 6.5 more million based on his performance, basically.
And did I read that they reworked Tooney's or contract to help kind of make up some cap space for all that?
I saw some cap space, but I didn't do any. Remember I went to over the cap. We had 8 million. Right. I don't know if that was because Chris Jones was on the sideline. Don't know. I didn't look into it.
Right on.
So if you know, that's great. Then
I thought I'd read a thing that I thought it was they reworked one of like it was either Tooney or somebody else. They'd reworked his contract to help open up a little bit more of that money, and
all they do is pay it out in a bonus.
Yeah. They're still making their money. They're not taking a hit because he has to come back. But it's still, once again, it's the willingness of the player to rework his contract in order to help, stay under the cap. Like I
Yeah.
said many a times before, Mahomes has done it 2 or 3 times. Kelsey's done it. It's just, those guys want to be there in Kansas City and they want to win and they want players that'll win. And this is the way that makes it happen. We watched Manning do it for years.
And Brady.
And I didn't know Brady did it, but
He was a player-friendly person when it came to cap space. So, and Mahomes is the 8th highest paid quarterback, I think. And they're talking about reworking his contract a little to get him back in the top 5.
Right. I've heard that. Yeah.
But I don't hear Mahomes crying about it.
No, absolutely
not. He's got his nice house and his.
Did you see have you seen his house?
Oh, did you finally
have you
watch
watched
more episodes?
No, I finished it. it. And
see, now
I'm going to tell you
behind, and you're going to talk about something that we talked about a month ago.
I'm sorry. I thought I was on something else, but no, it was on that one. I thought, yeah. Going out, finishing that in that last episode. What an inspirational, I mean, not just Mahomes, but Mariota and Cousins. What an inspirational ending for that show. And just about the hard work that those guys put in, and it drives you. It drove me. I've done nothing but work on things that for me to work on. I got lists and I got stuff we've been hitting and going after, and it's all because of finishing that and feeling that inspiration to work and to really put in the efforts to get things done. So
Kirk Cousins puts in the work.
Yeah.
So, oh my God, that man is just like constantly, football is running through his brain.
Yep. But on a bright note, now that I'm switching subjects on
okay,
all of our nemesis lost. So, what I'm saying is, even though we lost, non-conference game, the other Buffalo, Cincinnati, Cincinnati got railroaded.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, they didn't lose; they got the shit beat out of them.
You know where the homeless guy's moving?
No, he took stake up in Chicago.
Well, now he's right back to Ohio, just going a little bit further south.
Yeah, and watching that game last night. Number one, Aaron Rodgers 4 plays out with an ACL for the rest of the year.
Ugh.
I mean, watching that was like, I had mixed feelings on it. Right? He got injured. I feel sorry for that. I felt sorry for the team paying all that money for him. He's just going to be sitting at home. 4 plays into a brand new season, and I give kudos to that offense. And actually more to the defense, man. They tore. That one guy had 3 interceptions. Just amazing. One guy of oh crap, I just lost his name. Son of a beehive. What did I lose his name for?
One guy.
One
guy with one name.
Man.
No. Interceptions.
In an astronaut suit.
Yeah.
I'll pull it up here for you.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I don't even know. I know
but
that
either way, that defense kept them in the game. They came back. They won. It was awesome. I mean, and the end the game was an interception, right? Or kickoff return. Sorry, kickoff return.
Oh, yeah.
That was just amazing.
Whitehead.
He had only had 1 interception last year, all of the entire season, and got 3 yesterday. I mean,
what's his first name, Gunner?
Jordan
Whitehead?
Yep.
Huh.
You're trying to say Jordan Whitehead?
That's Phil Forehead. No, I watched a big chunk of it last night. And I was just wiped out and I went to bed. I think right around 9:30. I think I headed that way, and I didn't think Buffalo was gonna relinquish that like that, especially with Wilson at quarterback. Watching him early on was like, oh, it was a little painful. But it sounds to me like he got his stride, and they come back overtime win and
on a punt return.
Yeah, that's why I said it was awesome. I was like, this game, Either Vegas made the call, or they just had the will to win, and that defense got it for them. It wasn't the offensive play that won that game, guaranteed.
Somebody at work today told me that up in Minneapolis they had a bet at a bar going that if the Bills won, that the bar would pay their tab, but they had to be there for the whole game, and they had to drink the whole night they were there. But if the Jets won, they had to pay their own tab. So all those people that were drinking, thinking they were going to get their drinks paid by the bar.
They were probably drinking a lot too, weren't they? Like, we're going to get this paid for.
Yeah, soon as Aaron Rodgers went out, they said shots for the whole bar because we ain't paying for it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the good news, guys. Is our top two opponents that we always play, they lost. So and we're in a good situation here. Going into week 2 with those losses and playing Jacksonville, which ain't no slouch, but
absolutely not.
I feel a lot better going into week 2. Knock the cobwebs off. Dust the cleats off, put the pads on, get the helmet on, get your head around, catch the ball, run the ball, defense kicks some ass. That's just what's going through my head.
Yeah, let's get back to Chiefs football. Be excited to see it. Looks like local stations are going to play that Jacksonville game this weekend for us, so I'm super excited about that. Boom.
I'll be in Kansas City.
He's gonna watch it on KTTV.
Well, I actually don't know how I'm gonna watch it, but I'm gonna watch it. Actually, is it the late game, the 3 o'clock game?
It's a 1 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably be damn driving. I'll be listening to it on the radio.
There you go. At least still be able to hear it. Well, let's break down. Gunner, can you bring up our board? Let's break down this Detroit game. By the way, me and the Chief were in Kansas City for that game, and not only were there way too many Lions fans there, they did dump beer all over the rocker chick. So yeah, that was a fun time. But listen, man, with all of this, congratulations to the Detroit Lions winning on the big stage opening night. They definitely deserved it. They played a very good game, and best of luck for them for the rest of the season. I'm definitely excited for them. So
yeah, me too. I mean, I had a guy at work. He looked at me and he was like, "Go Lions!" He's a big Lions fan, and he's like, "It's gonna be a good game." And I was like, "I don't know, man." And I even said on the call, guys, Colton had said something. And I was like, when he's like, when they lose to the Lions, and I'm like, I don't know about that, but you know what? I shouldn't say that because you never know, right?
You jinxed it,
man. Just looking at this, man, we were all so
yeah, this was a mess. So
yeah, I'm gonna
Chico's putting it together,
trying to. Well, that's oh wait, I'm backwards here on my scores. Oh wait, no, I'm not. Okay, that's right. That's spot on. Then 38.
What are you doing?
17.
Differences in score.
Yep.
For those of you watching on YouTube, Gunner is working over his Google Doc right at the moment.
I already lost this one hardcore. It'd be 18 here. So we had final scores. Well, obviously we all had KC winning. But we were all kind of way off. So looks like
Chief is the closest.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's we put on the wrong one. Okay, I'm giving 2 points for final score. And I'll come back to all that later and add everything up. But yeah.
Yeah.
She's got the school.
Yeah, you're the man. I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about um, a little bit of our trip here out to Kansas City while Gunner works out the stuff here. And man, another great trip out to KC. We had a great Airbnb. Um, we got to visit with some of Phil's family. Got to see his niece and his mom and
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 Uncle.
Charlie and uncles and cousins and
You're gonna become a staple with the
hey,
Jordan and Green side.
when your mom is when your mom looks at me and goes, well, I guess it was good to see you again too, then I know that I'm loved a little bit, so I'm pretty good about that. But
Oh,
Hey,
um
there's 0 points there.
that's
Thanks.
0 points on the Will
I-
Kelsey play. Yeah.
0
The
points.
answer is no. um
Mahomes had 226 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
If we're
So you
going
got both
closest, I
those.
got both of those. We're zeroing out on Kelsey because he didn't
Yep.
play. Most receiving yards was MBS.
oh man, you're killing it, Chico.
Yep.
And then we all got the running back. I'm pretty Pacheco had the
Yep.
most yards as a running back. Mahomes actually had more yards than he did, but we're going with RBs, so we all get a point on that one.
For sure. All right. So, what else happened? We definitely hung out in
Well,
KC, went and did our thing. What else?
I was a little rushed on the game for Thursday because I wound up working until 3:15, unfortunately, but we still made it there. Tailgating was really easy. We did brats, nothing exciting. The crowd there in the tailgate area was, we met up with Carlos, his buddy Ike, and what was the other gentleman?
I don't remember his name, but I do believe they are part of the War Chop podcast, is I think what they told me. Looking forward. They're supposed to be reaching out. Maybe we can collab with them a little bit. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. So it was a pretty hot day. It was about 86. So
Oh,
it was warm.
I don't know about you in the club area, but up there in our seats, man, it was absolutely beautiful because there was um a nice little breeze and it was just gorgeous up there.
Yeah, I mean it was a nice breeze for us as well. It was a pretty nice game time experience. So I'm just watching someone work their magic here.
I
Yeah,
know.
so
It'll be a little
defense,
distracting.
defensive wise, we did have interceptions and sacks. We had no interceptions this week. We had 1 sack.
That means we get big max for sack.
Yeah,
Big Macs per sack. That's always fun to see that come up on the board out there.
Mm-hmm.
So Chief took the sacks, but we did have a forced fumble. So Emperor takes a point for the old forced fumble there.
Oh, hey, look at me.
Yeah,
Look
and
at
the
me
other
fumble point.
I don't
I don't know if you talked about it yet, but the the banner drop, the celebration for the Super Bowl win, the remembrance of.
Oh my God. I
Sorry,
don't know. I don't know that they showed that on TV, the remembrance of
part of it. They showed part
Norma
of it.
Hunt. Did
They
they
did
show
show
part?
part. Yep.
Oh my God, dude. I was seriously almost in tears while that was going on. It was a great
Yeah.
presentation, a great video,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like about to bawl my eyes out. And then they did the first recipient of the new Norma Hunt scholarship or grant or Super Bowl. Basically, they gave away Super Bowl tickets. I'm not sure what all's involved with that, but the new charity that they put in her name. And that was just, that was emotional too, because honestly, she was extremely excited and was, uh, was very, I don't know what even to say there. She just was very emotional too about her, them giving her that. And so, yeah, pretty great, day in Arrowhead, even though we didn't win.
Yeah, so I mean, there were a lot of pregame festivities. And Gunner, I got some video of the Super Bowl remembrance pizzas. I did not get to fly over. They had the stealth bomber fly over as well as part of the pregame festivities. So I think you got the banner drop.
I did get the banner drop.
So that one I didn't get, but I'll throw those out if you want to throw them in somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll upload them to Indiana Chiefs fans Gmail drive. Put them on there.
Okay.
I will do the same for the banner drop one.
Without the best fans in the National Football League. Please turn your attention to the south side of the stadium. Opening countdown.
Right over there. Right over there. 3, 2, 1.
I also have I don't know if you want to throw it in or not, but Chad Henne was there to beat the drum for the opening of the game. Nobody's more well deserving than Henne. It was good to see him there having a good old time, and that was super exciting.
Nice.
But I'll upload both of those to the drive so you have them.
Yep.
That
So those parts of the game were it was pretty cool seeing all the, stuff happen, being there live, listening to the crowd roar. I mean, when they were doing everything, it was really, really intense. And the Arrowhead crowd was very loud.
Oh yeah, they were.
And it was a very loud game.
Very loud, very loud.
Loud.
Is that our totals right there? 5, 5, and 3.
Yeah, those are our totals for week 1.
Oh, man. Did you get my extra? Did you get my extra
did,
fourth fumble in there?
Yes. Butker did go 100%.
100%,
which is awesome. I think we covered everything though that we had on the list from last week. So I don't know if you wanted to cover the stats in general.
I guess we go into a tie for week 1.
Yeah,
right.
I don't think we need to. I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. Mahomes 21 for 39, 226 yards.
Self-explanatory.
Yeah, pretty much. We talked about all the drops. I mean, Kelsey did not play. I believe in my mind that played in his mind, and he was trying to make something happen without Kelsey being there. And I don't think it really worked out. I mean, if he'd had more prep time to kind of deal with the fact that he was going to be there, and it was pretty much last minute as far as I knew. It was always a constant battle whether Kelsey was going to play or not, right up into Friday, I think even. No, I mean Wednesday.
And,
sorry,
and Thursday.
Yeah.
And I want to say, I mean, you look at we had 90 rushing yards, but we had 226 receiving yards. So we didn't change up the way we play the game, right?
No.
And I think Phil said last week that Mahomes would throw it to at least 7 different receivers, and he 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, McKinnon.
There's
So
11,
there's
10
probably
or 11.
yeah, and those are running backs and receivers, but
Right.
yeah, I mean he really dispersed the ball. I mean, it's not like I think you're right.
No.
I think Kelsey not being there is a big thing in his mind, and seeing Kelsey on the sideline really, cheering everybody on, and he was actually up and moving and standing with the coaches, and
Yeah.
So I mean,
Dude, I bought a pair of binoculars because I wanted to see sideline stuff from where we're at. You really can't see it that well. You just kind of see the guys moving around. So I bought a pair of binoculars and I'm like scanning there and I'm like, where's Kelsey? He should be here. And I'm like looking. I couldn't find him. And then was it the third quarter? I think it was later in the game. They actually showed Kelsey on the Jumbotron.
Yeah.
And the whole fucking play started chanting, Kelsey. It was just cool as shit, man. I was like, that is badass. So, yeah, Kansas City loves Travis Kelsey, and hopefully he'll be back this week against Jacksonville. They're gonna work him out a little bit more to make sure that they're gonna run him. I don't know when they're gonna do that. Whether they've already done it to see if it actually swells back up. You're just gonna keep a close eye on him. Like I said, it's a long season. We got 16 more games to go, and we're gonna need him in the long haul. So if he needs to set another week, then he needs to set another week.
Yep.
So.
True that.
So we'll get it all worked out. They'll be fine. No doubt. But let's get into week 2. Here we go. It is the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to Jacksonville, Florida to take on the Jaguars. The Jags. All right, Chico.
One Jag off.
Wait, Jag off. My final score is going to be 28-24 Kansas City. I think it's going to be a close one, man. Jacksonville is been on a tear lately.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're going to keep it close with the Chiefs, but I think the Chiefs will dominate in the end. Come away with the W.
31-17.
Man, you guys don't leave me a lot of room there to meet in the middle. So I'm gonna go a little bit lower. I'm gonna say 24-21.
All right.
Game-winning field goal.
Game-winning field. Patrick Mahomes, total yards. I'm gonna go. What I got 302. I think it's gonna go 302 yards.
We go 328.
I'm gonna go $347.
He's gonna go 329. He's gonna have 3 touchdowns. But I believe he'll run for 1.
Nope. 4 for me.
I'm also going 3.
And that because it'll be 4 touchdowns, 1 field goal. Making it 31.
Nice.
One of those, but for a rush.
Nope. He's not going to need to rush.
Do what? You don't think he's going to need to rush?
Nope, not for a touchdown.
Oh, he's a competitor. He was the leading rusher in the Detroit game with 45 yards.
No, I said, but not a rushing touchdown.
Yes.
Well,
I think Kelsey will play. Yeah, I'm going to go with yes also. For those watching on YouTube, Chico's really trying to
I try to type it fast so I don't forget what you guys say.
Total yards for Kelsey. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be playing sparingly. I'm going to go with 86. That's still a big day.
That's a big deal.
87.
Nice number.
Oh, there you go.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be 64, but I think he's gonna have 2 tutties.
I think you're right. I'm going to go with 2 teddies.
1.
Who's gonna have the most receiving yards? that logic-
Justin Watson. Justin Watson's going to have an amazing day against Jacksonville.
I'm gonna go with Tony. Comeback game.
Nice.
Install his
I'm gonna say MVS again.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's sticking with MVS. Probably a wise choice.
I say as well. But I'm just gonna give Tony the benefit of the doubt on that one.
Obviously, it's going to be Pacheco.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. Pacheco's going to
I
have the
want to
most
give it
rushing.
to somebody else, but
I know.
I don't think they'll run Clyde. Like, you know what?
Are you going to go with Clyde?
I think I spelled that way wrong.
You did, but that's okay.
Oh,
Well, let me autocorrect it. It's gonna. Sure.
Helter.
well, that's
so
not
cool.
right. That's not right either. It's
That-
Hell Air, AIRE.
It's all right.
AIRE.
You can fix it later.
No, I'm fixing it right now.
AIRE. Fix it. AIRE.
Yeah,
There you
look
go.
at that. Defense, interceptions, and sacks.
I'm gonna go with 1 interception, and I'm gonna stick with 1 sack. I think it's gonna be 1 and 1.
1 and 3.
But I say there's going to be at least 1 forced fumble. I think you'll have another forced fumble.
How do they label that? Is it FMB?
Just put
Forced.
FF or
Yeah,
fumble works.
I know they do that a certain way, but how many times
This
have I
is-
mentioned
yeah.
Tony's drop passes?
That's 6.
Every time he catches a ball, so
8.
is anybody actually gonna count on Sunday?
Probably not.
Because I'm gonna say like 15.
There
I
you go.
think every time he's on the screen, it's gonna be
I'm gonna say they're gonna mention Trevor Lawrence's hair 3 times.
Once.
1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness.
all right. That's next week.
Next week. Oh, I'm ready, man. I'm ready to see this turn around. I'm ready to see Cincinnati just completely crumble again. Who did that? Did anybody know who they play next week? Just out of
No.
curiosity. Okay. Don't follow them close enough to know, but hopefully they'll continue the trend that they're on. I know everybody said, like Jeremy, Kansas City lost too. True, but they lost by 1 point. They didn't get blown out by
Nope.
the Browns.
Oh my god, that was bad.
They play
Oh, you beat me
Baltimore.
to it. And the Bills play
Oh,
the Raiders.
well, the Bills might come across with the W this week, but I'm betting Cincinnati doesn't.
I
But
don't
the
know, it's bad.
Bengals are at home. They're at home.
As bad as Allen played, man. Yeah. I mean, my God, that guy talk about a bad game. I mean, Tony's game was nothing compared to Allen's as far as performance. 3
Well-
INTs. I don't know. There were some other stats, but I think he lost a fumble, maybe something like that, or lost the ball, fumbled it. Huh?
I'm not sure. I watched it, but I don't know that I was like paying super close attention. You know what I'm saying?
He's had 3 or 4 interceptions. I think he had a bad snap or something. Also, he had a bad game.
He had a bad game. It happens.
As much as I'm just saying, as much as the media wants to talk about the Tony or whoever, I mean,
Right.
Buffalo took the cake on bad play, and of course Cincinnati as well. So be interested to see them both lose again. Number one, and us to
Yeah,
win.
but the Bills playing the Raiders, I just don't see it. I can't see.
Hey, I didn't see them losing against the Jets. As soon as that backup quarterback came in,
Right.
Allen won the game for them, not the Jets. So
I'll give Wilson a little bit of credit. I mean, he did stick in there and do what needed to be done,
but his play was.
Yeah, well, he was. It's funny because everybody was like, him coming in, and even in this household, Bobby's like, "Oh, he's so young." I'm like, "Well, he's played all last year. Didn't you ever pay attention to him?" He's like, "No." He was on the Jets. I didn't pay attention, but
I think he'll be better this week because obviously he'll be taking all the reps. So.
Well, and I don't who I talked about, was this you, Gunner? We talked earlier about being behind Rodgers and learning and doing all that. That makes a difference too when you get behind an experienced quarterback and have the opportunity to learn that way instead of just getting thrown into the fire like he did last year. And so that makes a difference. So hopefully he'll be better, and the Jets will still have a really good season even without Rodgers. So.
They might, and I wanted to say that too, is that Aaron Rodgers is one of those that's either you got fans that just dislike him and fans that absolutely love him, and I don't know what kind of a guy he is. He's a great football player, and you just hope he heals well. But he ruptured his Achilles, so that's career ending more than likely. Unless
can you imagine being both coaches, the old coach or the old owner and the new owner? It's like. Man, just in time. And the new owner, fuck.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Because they showed him that guy had some bling on, some big old necklace and everything. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, that was the owner of the Jets.
Yeah,
yeah, I saw that up there with his like button down white button down shirt, button 2 or 3 down, and I'm like,
bling down.
Yeah.
I did not expect that. I'll be honest.
To each their own there, you guys. So, but yeah, I had a great time in KC this last weekend. It's a lot of miles to go watch your team lose, but the electricity of Arrowhead is always something that is spectacular. And if you've never seen a game in Arrowhead, let alone a live game, you should plan to attend one. Go to one that's close to you. If you're in Indiana, you got the Colts. If you're in, did you lose probably your headphones? What are you doing?
Who knows what he's doing?
All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up here anyway. Chico's got a meeting he's got to get to, and apparently Phil's got a meeting he needs to get to. So if you guys got anything else you want to talk about here real quick?
No, I'm just I'm ready for next weekend. So ready for some more football. 1:00 game Sunday.
All right. Phil, anything else you want to add? Did we lose him?
I don't know what happened to him.
I believe we lost him. Did we lose you?
Did he think I think he thinks we stopped talking. Oh, okay.
All right. Well, from our little slice of Chiefs Kingdom right here in the great state of Indiana, I only have one question for you. How about those Chiefs? Later.
Thank you for listening to the Indiana Chiefs Fans Podcast. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Podbean, any of your favorite podcast sites. Be sure to watch us on YouTube. Just search for the Indiana Chiefs Fans Podcast. Also, check us out on Facebook for any updates on the Chiefs and all of our weekly posts. You can find us at facebook.com/INChiefsFansPod. Finally, go check out our Golden Mojo Entertainment website at goldenmojoent.com. You can find information about your 3 favorite hosts and all the other podcasts in the Golden Mojo Entertainment family. Those podcasts include The Call Guys, Golden Image Podcast, The United States of Paranormal, The Golden 80s Podcast, The Murdnerds, and A Court of Books and Booze. Thank you for tuning in, and how about those Chiefs?